Have you been searching the web for some recruiting tips? Well, I'm going to hit you with my top 10 favorite recruiting tips. So watch this video right now. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brandon Rainey, your Millionaire Recruiter. And if you have not seen this channel before, it's all about making you the next Millionaire Recruiter, which means you need some tips. So I don't know if I would say these are in order, but I will definitely say the order that it's in is what came to my mind first. So I'll just give you that. But I've got tons of tips. And if you have been enjoying this channel, thank you so much. If you're just getting here and happen to like what I'm saying and like these tips and tricks, definitely subscribe and give me that thumbs up because it makes me happy. But let's get to it. So tangent sourcing comes in for me at number one, even though I said it didn't matter order. But tangent sourcing is one of my most favorite strategies. This is what helps me with finding gems. It's what helps me find great diverse candidates. It's what helps me find people that don't want to be found. So therefore, they're not getting as much outreach. And then recently, I've realized, wait a minute, I actually do biz dev tangents. So tangents, love it. If you want to learn more about that strategy, by all means, we are happy to train you on that. I definitely know I have some videos, but if you want some really in-depth training on it and want to push yourselves, definitely be a Thriversity is how you can do that. So we'll put the link down there below, but my favorite. Last chance to join our exclusive Millionaire Recruiter program. Now, over this last year, I have really enjoyed helping people start their own recruiting agency. But the fact is, the recruiting world is finally heating up again, thank God, which means so is my agency, Talent Perch. And I don't want to spread myself too thin or my team. So we're doing only one more Millionaire Recruiter program. So this is your last chance to turn your passion into profit with our intensive 16-week coaching program. It's 2 a week, digital course, branding assistance, and content creation support. This program starts, yes, very soon, October 3rd, and it will end in February, which is perfectly timed for next year's hiring surge. So don't miss the final, literally the final opportunity for unmatched mentorship with me and my team. We spend a lot of time with you to make sure that you are successful. So act now to secure your spot and make your recruiting agency dreams come true. Number 2 is keep eyes open. Yes, keeping your eyes open. It kind of goes a little bit with the tangent. If you don't have your eyes open, you cannot tangent source or tangent biz dev. But this is one of those things that, again, this is going to set you apart from other recruiters because other recruiters tend to get a little robotic, which, hey, if we're scared of AI, let's stop doing that, right? But it's, when you see ads all the time, I think our eyes just get exhausted from ads and we stop totally looking at the full picture. And so if you're spending a lot of time on LinkedIn, you got to be careful to do that because on the right side are tons of great things to look at. It's similar profiles, it's similar companies. So there's all sorts of hit lists that can come up there. Also, when looking at a profile, there's lots of different things that you can notice. Common denominators is super important, which is of course via the sourcing map that I've developed. So got a video for that. And I know that we are now selling the template because we've gotten so many asks about the sourcing map. So you can check that out too. Now, number 3 favorite tip is asking questions. Okay. So I think a lot of times recruiters want to know all the answers, although I feel like that's probably in every industry, but I see it a lot in recruiting, of course. And at the end of the day, it's like, ask questions. People love talking about themselves. First of all, I'm thinking of like candidates and clients in this, but also they love to educate people. It helps them feel important. I mean, think about this. Like, I love telling you guys what are some great tips and trips. I know that it's going to help you, which, makes me feel good. Think about why you open the door for people, Now, number 4 and 5, you probably are going to fight. This is the same thing at this point, but I'm going to fight back that it's not. So number 4 is Google. So just like we're asking questions with people on the phone, via email, well, actually just on the phone is probably where I would ask all of those questions. I'm going to Google things like crazy, because I don't want to feel dumb. And I know it's like, oh, there's no question. There's no dumb questions, but I think there are some times if you could Google something very quickly and find out this answer, you should. If you're still not understanding it, or maybe you're like, well, maybe this isn't quite it, by all means ask questions. Don't be afraid to do that. Or if you're spending too much time Googling something, then yeah, ask that question, okay? But you definitely have to Google stuff because you can learn so much. So this is why you have to embrace constant learning. So yeah, the number 5 is ChatGPT. You're like, why use Google when I use ChatGPT? First of all, it's not updated yet. I know that that's coming, and that's all fine and dandy, but I will say, I've put some interesting, heavy topics through that, and Googling, you can find lots of other things, lots of different perspectives, and I definitely think that ChatGPT sometimes can be biased. They're the ones that have hunted that have deemed this worthy. So go have your own opinions, go search, go hunt. I definitely think both are really great tips. ChatGPT, you can do some amazing Boolean work on that, especially when you're looking for diverse candidates. Love all of that work there, okay? You can help us with sequences, all of those things. Google does not. There's differences, right? Which actually leads me straight into making sure you have templates. Oh my goodness. So we do not want to reinvent the wheel all the time. Even though recruiters are looking for that new shiny penny, you shouldn't always be looking for a new message. You can tweak it. You can add little spots where you're going to get really personal. But at the end of the day, you should never be reinventing your messages. Even like your responses should have templates. So do that as much as you can. That's a really nice way to automate yourself with still having your words in here, okay? Templates. Then you can also test your templates. You can know what works, what doesn't, okay? So roll with the punches there, pay attention to your data, but then use it. Now, number 7 is my favorite recruiting tip is, speaking of data, Excel spreadsheets with all of your data and trends. Yes, could you use Google, Excel? Sure, of course, right? It doesn't matter. The bottom line is it's an Excel sheet, okay? And so this is where it's even outside of my applicant tracking system, my CRM, whatever you guys are using, I actually have my own sheet because I feel like as you're close to the data, you're able to identify trends really nicely. So I have Excel sheets for all sorts of things. My commissions, which is the placements. I know what the average salary is every year. I know my average fee every year. I know what industries are paying my bills the most each year. I know where their funding came from. All of that stuff is super important, okay? Now, number 8, role playing. That is such a powerful tool. If you are not role playing situations, you're really missing out. And I know you're thinking like, role playing, that is not for me. Okay. It makes me nervous. I'm not my best self. It scares me. There's so many things. Trust me. I don't know a ton of people that like role playing. I do at this point because I know I have learned the most and the fastest from role playing. And remember, if you're not making yourself uncomfortable, you're not pushing yourself, are you? So it's time to push yourself out of your comfort zone, okay? Number 9, take out the stuffy and get real, okay? So as you know, you watched my channel before, remember, like me. If you watched it before, this is who I am. I'm not just, looking up, I'm going to say this joke today, and so I'm going to Google a joke. I'm going to ChatGPT some recruiting jokes today. This is who I am. This is my authentic self, and I don't believe in being stuffy. Now, again, if you're prim and proper and, you button all the way up here, then that's you, and then that's fine, okay? But the thing is that recruiting is fun, okay? No one wants to talk to someone that is boring. Right? Like how many times you're like, I could really go for a boring person right now. Okay, no one says that. And so when someone is in their job search, it's anxiety filled, it's scary, it's the unknown, all of those things. And you want to make them feel comfortable. And the way you can make them feel comfortable is also entertain them. Okay. So I'm not saying you got to be this little circus clown, but you don't also have to be so professional. You can still be real and still be professional. And the way I think of professionalism is really just like, I've got Grammarly on. I know that I don't have typos. I know that I get back when I'm supposed to, I give them advice when they need it, like stuff like that. That's professional, but I can still do it in a nice, refreshing way. So that would be my tip for you. And then last but not least is overly communicate and overly update, okay? I think it would be really crazy if someone said, hey, back off. You're giving me too many updates. Okay. Maybe you are pestering them a little bit, asking them questions constantly. That's okay. That is your job. But overly communicate, you are never going to get in trouble. You will always get in trouble if you don't communicate enough, if you're not very clear. And remember, if you don't have an update, telling them that is still an update. Okay. So make sure you do that. Your candidate experience will heighten, which naturally will bring you more referrals, recommendations, more placements, more money, all those great things. So hope you liked my 10 favorite recruiting tips. I want to hear what I missed because everyone else has their thing. So put below in the comments, what is your favorite tip? Because do I need to add it here? Should I have changed something? What's going on? Love talking to you every single Thursday at noon. But don't forget, money is just a vessel to do all the amazing things you want to go do in life. So go live it, keep learning.